What is up? What's up, guys? Welcome to my one person watching me. Oh, they're gone. Cool. One person watching me whenever they do come. My name is the Melman, and this is will be actually the Mailbox podcast. Where I deliver certain type of things, talk about anything, everything that you guys want to talk about, things that are going on. Just kind of a relaunch for me. I've been away for a while. Life has happened, and I had a procrastination problem, which I'm sure nobody cares about. But for the people that out here that are saying, man, I just want to start a YouTube channel. I just want to do something. I just want to start this. And when I get everything right, when this is right, when that is right, ain't no time like the present to start. I have a bunch of regrets of why I didn't start, but everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a purpose. So instead of living in the past and dwell, I'm just going to deal with it right now. So anybody out there that's dealing with something that anything that you want to do in life, I say you go ahead and do. Because everybody says that they only have one life to live. Well, since you only have one life to live, you might as well live it to the best of your ability and actually do a lot of things. See, a lot of people are afraid to try because they don't want to fail. And in doing that, you're actually failing to try. So then you don't succeed at anything, and you just have a bunch of them about to soon after, one day, someday, and it never comes. Like, if you look at a calendar, there's not one time that I've seen, well, let me rephrase. I've seen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I've even seen all 12 months on there. However, I've not seen someday. I've not seen one day. I've not seen soon. I've not seen next week. And what I mean by next week, on the actual calendar, it never says next week. So whoever's out there that this is for, I want you to go ahead and just take that chance. Whether it don't have to be live streaming like YouTube, whatever it is. If you're going to be doing dancing, taking a class, if there's a girl for you guys out there, if there's a girl that you like and you want to ask her out, the worst she could say is no. Girls, if there's a guy that you like and you want to talk to her, or talk to him rather, don't be on this messed up dating world where the guy has to approach. I understand there's traditional things, which is fine. But if you find a guy attractive, somebody that might have values that you desire, don't wait for him to come to you. That's a waste of time. That's a lot of games, and it ain't worth it. So that is for somebody out there. Even though we have nobody watching, all I need is one. See, the thing is, right now, I don't have anybody watching or paying attention to me, and that's okay. This is what is expected. This is my own fault. I should have did this months ago, and I probably would have had a good 100 people or so. But because I was procrastinating, this is the delayed reaction pretty much that I have to go through, or delayed process. Because this would have probably happened in the beginning, but because I procrastinated of the one day, someday, soon, next week, next time, tomorrow, because tomorrow never comes and today always is, this is where I'm at. So whenever you do watch this, whoever you are, man or woman, whoever you are, and you watch this, I want you to just take my experience and understand I failed. Not because I tried, but I didn't try. So now my goal is to succeed. So right now, I think I have 2 subscribers and really no videos on here because I had other videos, but they didn't matter. I didn't care. I wasn't as passionate as I am now. So my goal is every day to stream on here and talk about valuable things, whether what's going on in the world, like some of the stuff I'm going to get into tonight. This is freelance. So if you guys look at it and you're like, oh man, this is out of order, that's okay. Thank you for being here, and you can criticize me or you can say that I'm doing a good job. Either way, I appreciate your engagement. But there are a lot of things I do want to talk about besides myself. I just wanted to lay that out there for the people that will see this in the future, or when you're scrolling through, or my first video that you're going to react to and say, this guy was terrible. That's fine. I can live with it. We're going to talk about tonight relationships. Yes, at 2:34 a.m. in the morning on October 28th, 2023, we're going to talk about relationships. Now, I know you guys have seen a lot of stuff going on. You have celebrities everywhere, from the Kevin Costners to the Will Smith and Jada. That's a whole year's worth of stories itself. To Tyrese and Samantha Lee, and on this channel, what I don't want to do is bash anybody. I'm gonna be very, you could say, diplomatic, like right down the middle. I'll say about what the person is doing, but because I don't know anybody personally, I don't want to do any attacks at them. I want to just attack the situation, attack the conversation of what's going on today, not who I think they are or how they should be. Now, certain things, they should be, faithful. You should be a dutiful wife. You should be a provider as a husband. You should be a protector. So there are things that you should be, yes. But whatever messed up situation they have, it's theirs. I'm just reporting the news, not going to take a side, because the only side that I'm on is mine. So let's get into the first thing here. And I'm looking at Twitter. I don't want YouTube to hit me with no strikes from stealing somebody's video, as they say. Will Smith, we'll start with him. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. If you don't know, if you've been living under a rock for the last ever, Jada Pinkett and Will Smith have had a lot of issues going on. And one thing I will say, and a lot of people give Will Smith flack for this, is that he's trying his best to stand by his wife. Now, we heard that Jada came out the woodwork saying that her and Will were separated for 7 years, so that's why she did what she did in August Alsina and whatever else she did. And they were playing the part of the perfect Hollywood couple because they made vows and they wanted to keep the vows, but they weren't keeping the vows because they weren't married, but they were acting married for everyone else. And then it was a burden on the kids. It was just a whole bunch of stuff that didn't make any sense. However, Jada, looking for the attention, I might had to guess, wanted to bring that out. She has a book that, as I've heard so far, has flopped, but she wanted to promote it in every way. And what a lot of people tend to do when they want to be transparent, it usually, when people say they're transparent, it's not necessarily them revealing anything about themselves that can hurt them, really. It's about other people. Usually when people are transparent this day and age and they go online, they go interviews and YouTube and everything else, it's to make themselves look like, a victim, or they overcame something. But the effect, the consequence is usually everyone else. It's not the person that is being transparent. It's usually the people around them that are suffering the consequences. So one of the things, let's see how I'll do this. One of the things we'll get into is Will Smith. Now, he was at Jada's booking event, and a lot of stuff happened, we'll say. Okay? Jada has really said some things about Will Smith, said some things about Tupac, a man that's been dead for over 20 years now. She said some things, or I think going on 20 years, yeah. I'd say about, over 20 years, yeah. She said some things that no wife should ever say about an ex to her husband, but publicly, like definitely not. However, she felt the need that she had to tell her truth. That is the other thing too. Today, everybody has their truth they need to tell. Regardless of the truth, it's how I feel, what I think, what I want, what I believe, how, I feel I need to share this. And it's always, when you have your truth you need to share, it's always affecting everyone else around you. And in this case, it just happened to be Will Smith. So I'm not gonna go everything. There's many other channels that have covered that, but I will do a reaction. I haven't seen this. I've seen stories pop up on Twitter and everything, but Jada, Will Smith was, excuse me, Will Smith was at Jada's book signing, and I've heard he made some unique comments or some things he shouldn't say. I haven't seen it, but I'm going to be watching it with you, so we can go ahead and take a look here and see exactly what he said that has everybody kind of, wondering what's up with this man.
Our union is a sloppy public experiment. It is a sloppy public experiment in unconditional love.
I'm going to keep watching.
Can you love somebody forever, no matter what?
Apparently, she can love somebody forever, no matter what. Dead or alive. And unfortunately, she loves the dead more than the alive. Not throwing shade, I'm just keeping it real.
Oh, boy was like, I'm sorry, man. Can you show up and love somebody for the rest of your life, even when you don't agree with them? And there ain't nobody on earth except you, mama. You, mama. My mama said that. I almost messed up. You, mama, but ain't nobody shut up for me more than you, mama. Real time.
I mean, like, you can tell that Will's uncomfortable in this sense that I again, not trying to shame him, but it just seems like a lot of coping going on. Like, if anybody should be saying something, it should be Jada. If I'm being honest, it should be Jada saying something, because she's the one that. This is what bothers me about this. Jada is the one that went around talking about what their personal business was. And Will's the one that is talking about having unconditional love and everything, which doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it's really unique how she can say whatever, how she feels, her truth, and Will's going to be the cleanup man. That's not right. And I believe that he's going to say something along the lines that there's nobody on this planet that I'd rather be with or go through life with or deal with whatever they're dealing with or love eternally or unconditionally like her. But the problem is, Will, is that she feels the same way about someone that is no longer on Earth. Like, let me just continue watching. I don't want to jump to conclusions. We got about a minute and a half left. Let me continue this real quick. Which one is it?
On this planet. And I am going to show up for her and support her for the rest of my life.
That's a sympathy applause. She She has trashed Will Smith for the last 2 years now, publicly. I mean, she's done it behind a closed door from what we've seen. Again, no attack at Jada. This is just what we've seen from their personal life that they have shown us. Excuse me. Jada has shown us and that Will has agreed with. So she has done this destruction of the Smith family, and Will is playing the cleanup man. Make that make sense. Then she's acting like a victim all cradled under him. And Will's like, I'm going to show up for her. But Will, she did not show up for you. She actually put you under a bus. Then she got in and went forward and backwards. She saw you moving, and then she went forward again, and then she looked in the rearview mirror. He's still moving. Then she went back again. So you get out the hospital in this scenario and say, where's my baby? I got to make sure she's okay. Yet you're the one with all the injuries. You're the one with all the embarrassment. You're the one that is suffering the consequences. Make that make sense. And the reason I'm so passionate about this, guys, I'm not trying to make fun of Will, but I'm just giving you an analogy of what he's doing. This is not what marriage was supposed to be. And she even said that they've been separated. So she says you're separated. Y'all haven't been together. She don't know why you went up there and slapped Chris Rock. She's like, I don't understand. I've never heard him call me my wife in a long time. So she's disowning herself from the situation that she rolled her eyes about. And now you are standing behind her. I know maybe about a few years ago, it used to be on Instagram, Twitter, in any social media platform, you would see relationship goals. And it would be Jada and Will. But as time has gone on, we have a sickness in this country specifically, or in the West at least, where you got men, great men of all different types of places, that have submitted to this type of woman, and then they become a shell of themselves to support her trauma from being alpha widowed, her trauma from sleeping with her son's friends, her trauma from just going out and sharing their family business. And keep your business. Like you said, for Chris Rock to keep your wife's mouth out of his name, or her name out his mouth. She needs to keep y'all's name out of the street. She's talking about y'all everywhere. You have been her selling point. She even did, I think it was about a year ago, she did a vlog, and he said that his social media was his bread and butter, and you can't just start recording me like that. You could tell the disrespect she had for him. So I get it, forgiven. Me, as being a Christian, I understand forgiveness. I'm a follower of Christ. I understand forgiveness. I understand you want to move on. Don't hold grudges. Forgive them 70 times 7. However, it does not mean that you have to let this person make fun of you to make you look foolish. This really looks foolish, and I hurt for this brother. But again, it's his wife, his life, not mine. I don't get it.
That's it? Was that 13 minutes?
That's 13 minutes, Will. That's 13 minutes. Yes.
Okay, that's really good. Here's the thing. I was in Papua New Guinea. I was like in Papua New Guinea. I was on the other side of the world for the last 3 weeks, and I didn't have no service. Right? I didn't have service. I was out, and I was with a linguist and a marine biologist, and we were studying We were studying the relationship between biodiversity and diversity of language. Right? So I didn't have my phone on. And then I landed in Sydney and my phone.
Okay, that's all I need to see of that. Um, really, what it boils down to is that Will, when you're uncomfortable with what's going on, or you don't want to, you're going through a lot. What I see Will doing right here is going to his. I hate to use this frame, but going to his safe space. Everything that has happened to him has been so harmful. From my perspective, I could be wrong. Will, if he ever saw this, he'd be like, "This guy don't know what he's talking about. He ain't nobody." That's fine. But from my perspective, it seems that what Will is doing is going to his safe space, which is comedy. He likes to be funny, and that makes everything okay because people are laughing. But what's crazy is that Jada's laughing at him, not with him, at him. And the other people, they're supportive of him getting ran over for her benefit. That's unique to me. I don't understand um, how someone would let that happen to themselves. But I've been in a bad relationship. Whenever your heart get broken, you love the person, but to just be dissed like that, I can't see myself doing that. I just can't. I have more dignity, more value. And here's the thing: we've all, as a man, I can speak on this, and women comment in the chat or comment in the replay or whenever you see this, if you see this. We've all been through it where we've had somebody push us to the limit because we love them. And when you have that love, you want to hold on as long as you can. But it wasn't publicly. It may have been a circle of friends, but this is national, international. Anybody in the world can see everything that Jada Smith has done to Will Smith. But they also see the results of it. You can dish your husband, sleep around on him, and have an entanglement. Talk about how he's not good in the bedroom. Talk about how he's no Tupac. Talk about how you just, you had to be you and be free and all this other stuff, and that, you weren't attracted to him. And if Tupac had been alive, then you wouldn't have married him. All that stuff. And you got a man that is fighting for marriage. And here's the thing, as a person that I believe in marriage, and marriage is a beautiful thing when it's with the right people, I understand, but she's not giving you back the same that you're giving her. Just in that speech alone, she ain't doing rarely any of the talking. Maybe it's because that's about a 3-minute clip. Maybe she talked a lot in there. But as far as him being the cleanup man, she's done nothing to clean up, and I don't see her apologizing. Any interviews, guys, comment in the chats if you've seen any interviews, or send it to me. However you want to, just let me know, because I haven't seen anything where she's apologized for anything. She just had an entanglement. She did what she had to do. She told her truth. Same old of what accountability looks like for the 2023 female. Some guys do it. I know. Not all. I know. But I'm just saying, this is at least the last 5-6 years I've seen this repeat. And we're about to get into another story of a person doing the exact same thing. Samantha Lee, Tyrese Gibson. Now, one day I hope to interview Samantha Lee. I hope to interview Tyrese. I know I'm not big enough, but I'm going to try. The worst they could tell me is no. But Tyrese and Samantha Lee, from what I know, and it's only because it's what's been shown to me, so I'm not taking sides. Tyrese married her. She married Tyrese. They were in love. He was a millionaire. He had all this money, all these accolades, cars. She signed a prenup willingly and happily because she's like, I don't want nothing from you. I love you for you. And as a man, when you can provide the world to somebody and they say that stuff doesn't matter, but you do, that's music to our ears. Most guys fall in love with their eyes. That's just what it is. It's mostly physical. It's not love at first personality, love at first how you were, love at first characteristic. It's love at first sight. If you want to be honest about it, we see how beautiful you are, and then okay, from there, what else do you have? So she's not ugly by any means. She's a very attractive lady. But for her to, from what we have from Tyrese, to say how much she wants only him and nothing to do with his money, that will make any guy, I'm yours. You can have me. So flash forward to today. I think they were married 5 years ago, or they were married for 3 years, and they had a 5-year-old daughter now. And from what Tyrese said, which, we can actually look at that video first. Tyrese video. But from what Tyrese said, sorry, I typed in. What Tyrese said is that she put a COVID mask on, some Ring cameras, and just got out the marriage. She didn't want to be part of the marriage. And he was surprised by this. From what we know, there was no cheating. There was no abuse. There was no emotional abuse, no mental abuse, which the abuse is kind of a blanket statement today. Narcissistic, all these words that just get thrown around like love does. Oh, I love her. She's the one. I love him. He's the one. Whatever. It gets thrown around so loosely. So the thing is that main thing is he didn't see it coming. And now from her video that she made initially on another podcast, she said that, if she didn't have people in her ear and she didn't have nobody pretty much tell her not to do stuff, if I would have someone in my ear, I wouldn't have done that divorce, but I didn't have anybody positive in my ear telling me not to, because I'm emotional, which and she even says this in the video, a lot of females use that. I'm emotional. It's that time. You got to understand this is how I feel. And what she admits to is that she don't think about the good things. So she just up and leave because of how she feel. And she made that decision. So then Tyrese is like, okay, you say that you feel that way, but yet you're asking me for $20,000 a month in child support for a 5-year-old, which is very expensive. So I don't think I have the full video here. Again, I'm on Twitter because I ain't trying to get no copyright strikes from YouTube, especially when I don't have anybody in here yet. But we're gonna check this video out of what he responded. Here, we'll watch her video first, since she said what she said, and then Tyrese responded. But yeah, guys, please comment down below. Again, I do it live, struggle streaming right here. I didn't have anything prepared. I just decided to go live tonight. Like, I was like, you know what? I keep procrastinating. Tomorrow never comes. Today always is. That's my saying. And you need to just go with it. So this is me going with it. Thank you for your patience. But we're going to watch this video and react to Samantha Lee saying what she said.
If I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No. Wow. I wouldn't. And that's the truth. I try my very best at this point in my life to be what I didn't have in that moment. Because I think that women, I'm an extremely emotional person. People that know me know that about me. I'm the kind of person that okay, I feel so strong, and I can ruminate. I can get so lost in my thoughts. I know a lot of women are like that. We're a lot, not all of us, right? But some of us are. Just like a lot of men can be like that. But I know women specifically, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this. He don't don't do this, he don't do that, blah, 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 blah. And we're just focusing on these things. And because you don't have a certain person in your life to check you and say, sis, what about this? What about this? What about these strengths? What about what he's not doing? Like those types of things. That can get you thinking about the positive aspects of this person that you may not be thinking about when you're upset. You're only thinking about what you're mad about. You're not thinking about all the other positive aspects of this person. And so in those moments, you need somebody to be the person for that person.
Yeah.
In those moments.
Okay. So my reaction to that is we all have to answer for our decisions. Whether you have somebody in your ear or not. If somebody's in your ear saying, go jump off a bridge, go running from a truck and get ran over, it's really up to you. You can't use that as an excuse that, well, somebody told me to do it, so I did it. You know, that's where the lack of accountability, which in this video, she's taking accountability. However, when you mask it with saying if somebody would have been in my ear, you know, because I'm very emotional, if somebody had been in my ear telling me not to do this, this would have been something I wouldn't have done. You can't. Now let's switch the roles. If a man tried that, that's unacceptable, right? So I'm all for equal rights, equal responses, equal consequences. The problem with that, what she's saying is that when her emotions are heightened, she is out of control. That is a form of saying that you're out of control. And as a Christian, what you want to do is make sure your life is centered with Christ. And this seems like a situation to where their relationship with God was not here. It seemed like it was more here, me and you, what we want, what we think, what we feel. Because even in this, she said she had people in her ear. Well, the Bible says he that has an ear, or he or she that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying. So the Spirit didn't say, get out of this. You listen to other people. And what I know, it can happen for men, it can happen for women. But please, chat, you got to agree with me. For most women, most single women, is very toxic for women in a relationship. He's controlling. He tells you what to do. He's a narcissistic person. He doesn't allow this. He's trying to come in between us. Girls, we're sister forever. All of those type of things is what happens usually on the woman's side that I've seen, that I've experienced. I've seen happen in real life. I've seen happen in celebrities, that women are influenced by their friends. They want the approval of their friends. And their friends are the ones that end up telling them what they should do. And what's sad about it, you let a person that maybe doesn't have the best relationship help you make a life-changing decision. But it's always off of emotion. Most of the time, not all, I get it. Most of the time, when you go to a man, it's more, let me ask you 20 questions. For a lot of women, it's a bunch of, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to jump at this and stuff like that. Not all, again. By her own admission, she says a lot of women are very emotional and they live off that emotion and they just make some erratic decision with the erratic behavior and make a life-changing decision at that moment for something that is temporary. You make a life-altering change for something that's temporary. And that's what she's saying that she did. And where I appreciate her saying, okay, that's what you did. The problem is, if I had someone in my ear, I promise you, if you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it. It's as simple as that. Having someone in your ear, here's the thing. Kids or teenagers or young people, Gen Z, baby boomers, Generation X, everybody. Everybody's had their parents in their ear, right? But they still snuck out to go to that party. They still went to that place their parents told them not to. They still dated that girl that their parents told them not to. They still dated that boy that their parents told them not to. So
Most people growing up, men and women, have had people in their ears, such as parents or friends. Hey, man, that person's no good. Especially if you take an abusive situation. How many times, because she said, she had somebody in her ear. How many times have there been a situation where a woman needs to get out of the situation? Her friends are actually trying to help her. Her family saying, hey, you're better than that. You deserve better. But I love him. He makes me feel this way. So you have people in your ear, but because of your choice you make, you go be with that person. But now, when it comes to the consequences, if I had someone in my ear, that wouldn't have happened. But yet, all your life you have people in your ear. This is not the same, but we'll use an example. There are speed limit signs everywhere, yet people still run them. People still run go over the speed limit. There are red lights at a traffic stop. People run it. There are rules: no drinking and driving. People break it. Don't kill. People do it. So they got all these rules. They got everything that's been, we'll say, indoctrinated in them, right and wrongs of life. Yet people still do what they want to. So the fact that nobody was in her ear telling her, hey, don't do this, don't do that, that's saying you needed to be controlled. That's saying that you're out of control, because without people, or with people telling you what to do, that's the only way you can make a coherent decision. Now, I could be wrong. This is just me listening off of rip. First earshot of this. That says, okay, you don't know what to do. You're out of control. You need somebody to babysit you, which that's not what I believe that she means. But I'm just saying, by that, it seems that way. So let's look at Tyrese's response to that. Now, just a disclaimer, a warning, he does use foul language. I don't know in this one. I've seen some of the other ones that he did, or the other video that he did. But with this one, I don't know if he did, because it's only 1 minute and 15, and I think the original one that he did was like 15 minutes. So let's take a look here.
This shit is about money. You've hired 3 law firms trying to fucking suck me dry. I'm approaching $1 million in legal fees, and we had a prenup. You already tried to ask me to come back. You already tried to reconcile. I told you I was in a relationship. Everything about the way you left me was heartless. It was evil. You never considered me, your marriage, and let alone your innocent 1-year-old child. She had to celebrate her 2nd birthday apart. So if you had people in your ear at the time, they must be still in your ear, because you're still trying to get $20,000 a month for a 5-year-old. You make $160,000 a year on your own. This is all a game. You're clout chasing, playing on single mothers and their emotions, playing on women that are actually in abusive relationships and fucked up marriages that are toxic and dark and dysfunctional. That's not what that was.
Whew. Man. I hurt for them. I really do. He's clearly hurt, and I understand that. And the problem for me, but I do understand it, but the problem for me is him going on here and saying certain things. Now, granted, she said what she said, and he was getting his lick back, however you want to put it. But when you have certain principles, core values, standards, there are certain things that you should not do. And attacking people is one of them. Now, she's doing all the child support stuff and doing all the legal fees and everything like that. I get that. But what I heard her say, and what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to react to that entire interview. I think it's like an hour and a half. But like I said, I'm a new guy on YouTube, so I'm figuring, you know, what's the worst that can happen? People come in and watch me. I'm gonna go ahead and react to that video, not tonight, obviously, or this morning, but probably tonight. When I do a stream tonight, I'm trying to do it earlier than 2:30 a.m. But I recall I seen clips in that interview where she said she wants to help women because she didn't make the right choice. So, for example, let's say a ex prisoner, person that or ex convict went to prison for robbing liquor store, robbing a bank or whatever, got 15, 20 years, and they come out, and now they want to help the young people to not do that because of the consequence they live with. That's my understanding of what she's saying, is that how she wants to help people. So I hear his pain, but with him saying she's preying on these women, I can't say that because it's a viable thing. She knows the mistake she made. So like I said, she took partial accountability. The whole people in the ear thing, let's remove that. But in the interview, the podcast that she did, she said that she wanted to help younger women or other women not make the same mistake that she did. So she did admit that it was a mistake, and she wants to help other women not do that. Just like me, as a man, mistakes I made, if I can help young guys, I love to. I don't want you to go through the pain and heartache and scary times that I went through. I would want to help you. If you're 18 and you're like, hey man, I think this is what I should do or whatever, just give me your opinion on it. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I ain't gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear, because having people that's gone through it, it's better to learn from wisdom than experience. I know a lot of people say, well, I need the experience. I'm gonna tell you this. If I told you that let's say I was a street pharmacist and my house got lit up with, heavy artillery. If I told you that and it was on, let's say 1615 block street or whatever, I would say, hey, you don't want to do that. You don't need to experience. Well, let me see if it happens to me, to learn that it's dangerous. You don't want to do that. So I appreciate what she's doing. Like I said, I think I'll go ahead and react to that full podcast so that we can see exactly how, or as much as I can of it, see exactly what she's saying. Because if she agrees that she made that mistake, and now she has her loneliness, she has her regret, she has her daughter or their daughter that is asking, where's daddy? Why didn't this happen? Why are we not together? And she has no reason but because I was emotional. He didn't beat me. He didn't cheat on me. He didn't lie to me. He didn't gamble away our money. He didn't do anything to you, sweetie. I just was thinking about me, myself, and I. If she's living with those pains now and she wants to help other women not experience that, then I applaud that. Because a lot of women won't take advice from men because we don't understand everything that a woman goes through, and vice versa. Some men don't take advice from women. So if she wants to be an advocate and help these women not make that mistake, I'm all for it. Subscribe to her channel, learn from her mistake. She's saying that she's being transparent. I say go for it. That's the only way we all get better. So that's the only thing that I can't agree with Tyrese on, but I understand his pain with that. So, but as a man of God, a true man of God, because I know a lot of people say that, I'm going to keep them in prayer, because God hates divorce. And in this Western civilization where we've removed God out of everything, we've had nothing but chaos. We've had so many things happen. We've had from shootings to murders to inflation, everything just gone wrong. And, we want to, what I understand about a lot of people is when things ain't going right, it's God's fault. When things are going right, it's what I did. And God is not a yo-yo. And that'll be a different day that we'll talk about that. Because like I said, this is the mailbox. Everything. We talk about everything and anything. So we're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it open. And no apologies necessary. Because if I said something, then I meant it. I said what I said. And That's why I'll be very careful what I say, because I don't want to regret anything that I say, because it needs to come from the right place, and that's what I'm looking to do. So I appreciate you guys checking me out. I appreciate you guys subscribing to me, and I'll be back on here tonight, maybe 16 hours from now. So thank you guys for kicking it with me tonight, and I pray God's bless on you. It's the Melman Late Night Edition. Guys, take care.